Setting up stream. I'm gonna be ready to go in just a minute here, folks. I'm just getting things running. Boop boop da doop boo. Hello, Mercedes, my love. Boop boop boo. I need to buy myself a new pair of headphones so bad. Like the foam pad that goes between you and like the electrical stuff just keeps sliding back and forth. It is terrible. Hello? You want in or out? You want in? You close the door. So you do want in. Come on. Miss Sadie's having one of those days where she can't decide if she wants to be in or out. Come here, Goober. Let me give you a head scratch. What a good dog. Yeah. Alrighty. Head fountains. And test. Desktop audio on. Try and make some more room on my desk because I have no space. And let's just hook that up and get this down. Oh, that's the realms. That's not the right page. Going live. As usual, Miss Sadie is spending the start of stream staring up at me, giving me death lasers for not constantly giving her attention. Giving her some face scritches, but Enough's never enough with this lady. I know. I know you're the center of the universe. Alright, so if you were here last time, things were kind of short because my computer and my health all just not working super great. But I did eventually get some slimes to spawn down in that chunk. It was only ever like... Now Sadie wants back out. Alright, just a sec, folks. Ma'am, you gotta make up your mind. Any second now, she's gonna be begging to be let back in, because that's just how she is. I'd leave the door open, but then the sound would be terrible. Ah. Too suffering. Anyway, so... audio is way low. So, plan for today. We are finally gonna get ourselves a general mob farm, because it'll just make my life easier. Do we have anything else we need? Probably gonna need some wood for making pistons. And we're gonna need redstone. Yeah, we're just gonna stick this here now. We'll take a shulker box to carry our stone in. Bam bam. Bam bam. Grab this bad boy. Oh, I can't put those inside of each other, doy. Now we're gonna need some of this for making the pistons and observers and such. Probably not as much as I grabbed, but that should do us for a bit. What else am I gonna need? Quartz. So, probably gonna need some hoppers for a clock, but we don't need to worry about that immediately. We're gonna need some torches so that mobs aren't spawning while we're building it, because that would be absolutely dog shit for us. So we'll just grab those. And I think it's not going to be everything we need, because we're going to need magma blocks and hoppers and such for some of the other systems, but it should at least be what we need to get us started. No. So, from what I've read, the best place to build a mob farm is in a desert, because you just kind of get less zombie spawns there, which means there's more time for other things to spawn that give you stuff that's more useful than rotten flesh. Problem is, I haven't been able to find a desert yet. If you've been watching other streams, you know I have tried. I have failed. I've gotten a decent amount of glass and sand from other places, but since I don't have a desert, what I'm gonna go for instead is the ocean. Because, you know, it's big, it's empty, you don't have to move stuff. We will skirt around this. You know, it sucks that, like, I got this world after 1.19, because, like, what if that place would have spawned with a laze, you know? Like, that would have been so cool. As it is, I'm just without for now. Hopefully I'm too far for any of those guys to aggro, because they are so annoying. So this is where we're going to want to basically be constructing everything. Let's figure out a good place to, we don't want it too far out, because we want everything close enough to be kind of accessible. And I didn't, that's annoying, didn't put any of my building blocks in my inventory, so I don't have a lot to work with. Let's see, if I go like that, and this platform is very much temporary, it's not even going to be used in the final farm. I just need somewhere to stand while I build things, and just so I can see what I'm doing. So, throw those down. Bam. Bam. Let's see. This, we can just, off to the sea. Need this. Alright, I have on my phone notes that I took. And I dropped my phone, just a sec. Sorry if you hear some coughing. I'm trying to do it away from the mic. I think I've got a bit of a cold or something. It's no fun, but, you know, I still want to stream, so whatever. So I'm going to close this so I don't get murdered while I'm pulling up the notes that I took. So the firm design that we're going for is a design by Ilmango. If you are on YouTube much at all, you have probably at least heard of his name. He's basically like one of the biggest redstone guys ever. Like, the dude is kind of crazy in the community. It's wild. We will be building a design that he called for casual players, which, if somebody like Ilmango says something is casual, for the majority of people, it will be either too much work or provide more than enough items. And I think I fall in that second category. It's enough work that I can do it, and the items are plentiful. Why is it running so slow? So anyway, I've actually built this farm a couple of times, just like on servers with friends. It's so trustworthy. I use it for all sorts of things. It's just good. It's reliable. It works really well. And my note application crashed. God fucking damn it. Come on. Alright, I think we're good. Okay, yeah. So, a lot of it I can kind of do semi from memory. It's a fairly simple design. Like, the work that Ilmango did on it is incredible. You need to check out his YouTube channel if you haven't. Even if, like, it's a little bit too technical for you. And, like, a lot of his videos are too technical for me, so, like, no worries about that. He's got some great tutorials, and he also just seems like a really nice guy. Like, he seems very, very calm, very intelligent, and, like, really laid back. So, like, you know, it's a good time, whether or not you understand the dense redstone stuff he talks about. And boy, I sure don't. At least not the majority of it. It is. Oh, it's a lot. Alright. Pop down a crafting table here. So, what we're going to need is, first, turn a bunch of these into that. We are going to need, I believe, 10 note blocks. It is getting dark, so we're going to take a quick sleep. Boop, boop. Another advantage of building this over the ocean is that since I'm going to be building the killing area later on, if I fall, 90% of the time, I'm gonna be fine, even if I forget my elytra. It's just ocean. I'm not gonna be, like, injured or anything. So, no, that's not the one. There we go. It actually makes 10 perfectly. That's neat, but it also means I'm gonna need to go grab way more wood. God damn it. Let's just do that now. I don't have any rockets, so we may as well just go on foot. Oh, lag, don't drown me. Once I was playing with a friend, and I literally died in a hardcore world because my lag made it so I couldn't get out of a body of water. I was so salty about that. Ugh. But, you know, that's something that happens sometimes when you're playing hardcore. especially when you're like me and not particularly great at the game. So here's a fun story. If you've been following for a while, you know I have a dog, and you know she is the bestest, wonderfulest, most perfectest being in the whole universe. Her name is Miss Sadie. She is incredibly stupid. It would be shocked to learn she has even a single neuron between those big floppy ears. And we got some barking in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear that. If you can, I am sorry. They are very enthusiastic. Yeah, my family has 2 dogs, but I have 1 dog, and I'm currently living with my family, so it's a 3-dog household, which is a lot, but I love them all, so it's fun. But yeah, Miss Sadie, she's very stupid, which I personally think adds to her charm. I love the fact that she is too stupid to function. If all of humankind disappeared tomorrow, she would act the exact same way and do nothing differently, and be confused when the food does not appear, as she does her little hungry dance, spinning around and barking. She just doesn't understand the concept of things happening, and then consequences following those things. Cause and effect does not register in her teeny, tiny little pea of a brain. And I love her for this. I think it's very funny. I very much enjoy her stupidity. And I do try to challenge her, give her little mental workouts, because, gosh, I do not think that this dog would survive on her own for more than a couple of hours. And I would like to make sure she doesn't get hurt if she gets lost ever. But I think her best bet at survival is just not being lost, because boy howdy. She's a rescue, and I have no idea how she survived, like, on the streets for more than a couple of hours, because, like, she's just too stupid to function. And I'm saying this from a place of, like, the utmost love. Wonderful angel, sweetest baby ever. She cuddles me constantly and loves me more than life itself. She would die if she was left unsupervised for too long. Like, she is an idiot, and I love her for that. Mostly I love her for her big heart, but I do love her for her idiocy. I will not lie. Anyway, so on the topic of being an idiot, Miss Sadie sort of struggles with the concept of rules apply no matter the situation, and by that I mean she's figured out potty training. We have a doggy door. She knows, okay, I need to go outside when I need to pee and poo and whatever. She hasn't figured out that it applies at night. That, or my mom's theory where poor little lady might have abandonment issues, so she doesn't want to get super far away. But she's okay doing it on her own in the daytime, so I don't know. But Miss Sadie does not like to go outside during the night, and we've been trying for months to get her to be able to do it, but it's gotten to the point where my parents are losing patience. I don't blame them. So our solution is that until she can learn to go outdoors during the nighttime to pee, she's got to wear a diaper. And she does not like it. Have you ever seen those videos of, like, dogs wearing little booties and they can't walk because they don't understand how the boots work on their feet? Like, imagine that, but on her butt. She, like, legit tried to outrun her own butt because she didn't want it on her. It's the funniest thing, and I do feel a little bit bad for her because she clearly is not enjoying it. But, like, what else am I gonna do? She needs to learn, and if she can't learn, she needs to stop peeing inside. She's a goober, and I love her very much, and she looks very funny with a diaper on. Google animals with diapers. It looks so dorky. I love it. Maybe I'm just a boomer. I always get the recipe. Oh, I do need iron. Ugh. Back we go again. Nope, this way. I'm not, like, huge on redstone. but I do enough that among some of my, like, friends, I'm considered a redstone person, which, like I said, I don't do a huge amount, so that just goes to show, like, I do a little bit more than casual players, I guess? I don't know. I do more than my friends do, and so I'm the redstone guy, even though I'm not really a redstone guy, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Probably doesn't. Point is, despite having the reputation as the guy who does the redstone in my friend group, never, ever, ever can remember the piston recipe. Like, I know I just looked at it, but, like, there are things I'm second guessing. It doesn't use sticks, right? Like, for some reason, I always think it uses sticks. It's planks, redstone, dust, iron, and cobble. I literally just saw it. I shouldn't be struggling. But for some reason, the piston recipe just slides right off my brain. I am just... I don't know, man. I do not comprehend. That's probably more than enough iron. Let's leave behind a little bit. Whew! Bless me! Alright, is there anything else I'm gonna need and that I'm gonna, like, hate myself for not bringing? I should probably see if I've got a little bit more. Let's bring this over just in case. Hopefully it won't be necessary, but if it is, I'll be mad at myself, so I might as well bring it. Alright, oh! Villager jump scare. I need to, like, get a proper villager area set up instead of just having them all locked in their houses and having one guy that I ever use. Because, like, villagers can be so handy. But also, I'm still traumatized from the last world I had where I worked with villagers, and it sucked. They're such a pain. I don't want to work with them again. I don't even want to think about it. But I know that I will. I know that they'll pull me back in. They're just too useful. Ugh. Especially because it's such a pain to always go around and, like, have to restock on my food. Like, it's such a small thing, and it doesn't take that much time, but it annoys me, which means I know I'm gonna go back to making villager farms to make my life easier, except it's gonna make my life harder for a short period of time, and I'm going to hate myself, and it's gonna suck. Oh, pufferfish. But, yeah, villagers. Alright, to give myself a little bit of extra space for building the killing chamber without having to go into water, I think I'm going to give myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra. That should handle it for now, probably. I don't know, man. Oh, I need stone, obviously. Let's get some of the stuff out of my pockets so I have more room. Let's just go 10 for now. I might need more. I didn't take super careful notes on how much resources I'll need, but at the very least it'll be close, probably. Ooh, we're getting some frame drops. Everything into planks. And then we're going to turn those into trapdoors. We're going to need a lot more trapdoors than that, but it'll get us started. Alright, so let's try and figure out how I want to... Inventory management! My beloved. Sticky pistons. Bam. Bam. We're using cobbled deep slate because I think it looks mildly better and slightly less of an eyesore than a big old pillar of cobblestone. It's not going to be great either way, but whatever. I will stick that in there for now. I need to hold on to that and that. This should at least do us for now, I think. Though I do want to switch to this in case I fall. It should probably be fine, again, because water everywhere. But knowing my luck, I'll fall into like one of the 3 blocks directly under me that can actually hurt me. Alright, so let's actually go down to, I did give myself kind of a lot of room up here. So, bottom layer, it's going to be note block. And before we go through and do the pillaring up, I do want to build out my first layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this will just give us a good idea of how much we're going to like use in regard to the deep slate for each layer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bam, 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 bam. A little bit further, come on. We're just gonna pull this out into a diamond with a, frame dropping! So annoying. Did I cover up my thing? And I did, didn't I? That was slightly laggy and weird. Anyway, right, over here. So, it's an 8 radius diamond shape, and the reason it's shaped like that is because it's going to be how the water all kind of flows out. So it'll be like just the right pattern to push any mobs off the edge so they die. Oh, so each platform is going to take more than a stack. That's kind of annoying. Oh, we need to go down anyway. Whoosh. We'll probably do a quick pillar up the middle with all of the layers we need. Would that be the easier way to do this? I'm not sure. I'm bad at working things out. Ugh, that only got a little bit more than 1/4. This is gonna take a lot. I don't want to have to like mine deep slate for it, but like that would be better than if I had to switch to cobble partway through, so I might have need to capture myself a little bit there. Well, I'm not changing now because I'm a stubborn little idiot. Come on. There we go. The frame dropping today is pretty nasty. At least I'm not doing anything crazy dangerous. Although I am getting flashbacks to the gold farm death on that other hardcore world. There's no ghasts spawning here. There's no bedrock floor down below. It's just water and empty skies. We're fine. My anxiety is just being a bitch for no reason. Ah, shit. Come on. Boop. Is this not going to be enough either? Ugh. Why do I always severely underestimate the amount of resources I need for something? That's so... Okay, actually this is enough, even if not by a lot. So... we are going to need to go back down to get more of this, even just temporarily, so I can mark out where layers are going to be. This is not an ideal situation, but we will make do. Yoop. Oh, almost fell out of it. So we're just gonna pop up here, and there should be 20 layers. So that's gonna take a good amount of deep slate, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. So the way this goes is note block, block, not like that. I should probably throw this down now. These are going to be eventually swept away by the water, but just getting them down now so I don't get myself attacked by a bunch of mobs, that's going to be important. So, note block, block. We're going to need redstone dust, a redstone block. Is it supposed to be a dot or a cross? I can never remember. Then above this, we're gonna need to kind of go up, I think one more, then across, no, it needs to have an air block between them. Put it too short. Boop. 1, 2, nope, that goes up. Like so. Okay, so that should be the right positioning. And then what's the space between that? God. Okay, I'm not sure, but I do know that there's another note block here, because this is when it repeats the pattern. I don't think it's just 2 tall. It might be 3 tall. Let's put this here now. Is it going to be like that? Oof. My memory is dog shit. I do think this is how it's set up, though. So, we have this, and it's going to be bam, bam. Again, not sure if it should be dot or square, but I'm not too worried right now. For now, we're just gonna, we'll use this as a temporary scaffolding block since we're actually kind of low on real scaffolding. Just gonna take that out of our inventory for now so I can work. And we'll pop that out of our way too. Wait, no, we need a inventory management is hell for real. So, and we're gonna want to come back here so we can, come on, there we go. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then was it on the side of the redstone block? That seems a little too low, doesn't it? Ow. I should be able to walk right below it. No, that's right. That's right. I'm just crazy. So it's 5, that's 6. And I'm almost out of scaffolding. That's frustrating. We'll figure this out. Oh, beans. Not my best day. So this is 6. And that makes this 7. We'll go back down for now. It's probably going to be enough to get us to a good point. Especially because it's getting dark out. I should probably see if I've got any extra scaffolding tucked away. It'll make my life easier. For now, though, do I bother with scaffolding and make my life easier in the long run, or do I go for the short run and I'm not even pretending to consider it, I'm just going up. I'm bad at weighing long-term benefits and consequences, okay? There's something I do need to do, though, and that is... how do I want to... come on. How do I do this? Ah! If I go like this, and go here. This can be my temporary entry point. Not amazing, but it works. Just build that up all the way. And we're currently at 7. I think. I'm gonna double count. 1, 2, 3. Out. I lost my place. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Definitely 7. Today on Counting with Sun. So 7. Put this here. And then, come on. That's going to be 8. And from here we're going to have to start just kind of piling up. So this is going to be the airspace, which means this is going to go here. So 9. All right. Progress looking good. So that's 10, which puts this at 11. $12. Whoop. 13. 14. We are getting high up. So this is 14. We're going to put 15. No. No. Come on. There we go. $16. 17. We're so close. $18. might have done the math for resources right, at least in regards to the redstone bits for the central pillar. So we've got 18, 19. Right. No, this isn't this is bam, bam, bam. Right, no. Bam. And I might be doing the top bit a little wrong because I don't remember exactly how it connects into the hopper clock at the top. But just for the time being, we'll just put that there too. And I believe this actually isn't even going to be this. It's going to be slabs. We've got plenty of time to figure that out, though. I think I can hear my doggo crying. So we're just going to go down to here. I'm going to make... Ah! I'm going to go see what she's upset about. Be right back. Hello? Have the dogs been fed? Alright, seems like nobody fed the poor little things, so I'm back. Close the door. Oh, there's hair in my face. So the redstone should be, for the most part, in place. I need to do something about this. This is not good. If I go like this, should be right in that corner, which means I can then go... First I want to get rid of that because it's going to drive me crazy otherwise, and I know I'm not going to clean it up if I don't do it now. Bam, 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 bam. Down here. And of course it goes everywhere. While the rest of that floats to the surface, we're just gonna bam, 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 bam. Alright. Did I not miss any? I mean, it looks pretty close, but I can't tell if it actually reaches it or not. It looks like it's too short, but I'm not seeing... They might actually be underneath or not. Where did those other scaffolds go? Surely they're not stuck up top. How would they jumped up there? They couldn't have gone that far, yeah? So weird. Well, we will make do. Actually, I'm gonna grab this and this, and we will head up now. Really, where did those two scaffolds go? So weird. Last time I built this, I did make the mistake of deciding to do it underground, which, like, they don't even build it underground in the original video, so I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I guess I just thought it was cooler and less visible. Did it work better? I don't know. Maybe it was better, maybe it was worse, maybe it had no effect whatsoever. But I can tell you for one thing, digging out all that space sure was a pain. Alrighty. No, I was trying to pick a block. God damn it. Alright. We're mostly just gonna want the deep slate. I think I might wanna steal this and move it over to the side, just so that I don't have to have a temporary hole going up through all the layers. I think that might make my life a little easier. No! I guess that has immediately made this little wooden bit completely irrelevant. But who cares, whatever. Build this all the way up. And it's getting dark. And my bed's still down at the bottom. Alrighty. Well, that's not the worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world is when a spider gets into your house. I don't have arachnophobia. I don't even hate spiders. Sometimes they can be quite cute. Like, I've seen pictures of spiders where it's like, oh, that's actually kind of a cute little guy. He does not belong in my home. I do not stand for home intruders, no matter how teeny tiny or creepy crawly. No. Once you're in my house, you have a death sentence. And that goes for people. I'm obviously no. But, ugh. Like, this is my sanctuary. Nature does not belong in here. This is not a place for natural things. This is a place for me. And I am anything if natural. Anything but, I don't know, man. I don't like it. Something I do, however, like is snails. I recently rediscovered the joy of snails. Like, I used to be super into snails. I recently rediscovered what a delight they are. They're just weird little guys. And, like, as somebody who does a lot of art and also, like, watches a lot of cartoons and stuff, like, I experience a lot of fictional characters. Somehow, nothing in fiction, like, captures, like, there is no fictional character that captures the joy of a snail. Like, there are characters who can encapsulate what it means to be a fluffy, cute kitten. That's why little Meow Meows exist. But nothing encapsulates the joy of just this slimy, gunky little creature with a shell on its back. Like, nothing captures the personality, nothing captures the shape. Even, like, literal anthropomorphic snail guys, while they may be cute, like the ones in Hollow Knight, I love those guys, something about it is just missing. There's just something about snails, man. I've been thinking about it lately because, well, we don't get a lot of rain where I live, but when it does rain, snails are just everywhere. And, like, one day I came home from work, and it had been a rainy night, and, like, there was just so many snails, and I collected as many as I could find, and just gathered them up into, like, a big ol' snail conference, and just watched them. And they just, like, crawled on top of each other. I saw a teeny tiny one hitch a ride on a bigger one, and, like, their little faces just wiggle around. And the best part is, if a snail gets accustomed to you, and depending on the personality of the snail and its size, this can be in a matter of seconds. It'll stop being scared, it'll just crawl around your hand, it might even bite you, but their bites are so small and gentle that it's it's the kind of bite that animals, or specifically bugs, use on leaves. It is not a violence bite. I actually, like, looked this up online because I was curious. They're not even doing it because they're afraid. Snails' fear reaction is always to go into the shell because they know how fragile and, like, easily hurt they are. If they're biting you, it's because they think, oh, maybe this is food. So, like, they're just not afraid, and they're crawling all over your hand, and if you look really closely, their body is just translucent enough, you can see all their little guts, and you can see their teeny tiny little black rows of teeth, and it's, like, so weird, and, like, they're just like, yes, I am the master of this hand, I will slime on it as much as I want, and I will bite it if I want, and I will use it as my own personal jungle gym. Like, they're just so... There's something about snails, man. I don't know what it is. I can't put it into words. There's just something about them. My dog is crying to come in. Ma'am, you had your choice earlier. One of these days, I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm gonna make you stay outside. I'm gonna be mean. Today's not that day, but one of these days it's gonna happen. She just gave me the most annoyed look. I'm so sorry that I didn't do everything you wanted as fast as you wanted. I'm sorry I'm such a terrible person servant. Alrighty. I think we might want to start by just getting a strip out to the end on each layer. That might be the smart thing to do. Down, down, down. So I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do for the kill system, although Ilmango's is probably the most efficient. There's something just satisfying about designing that part on my own. Maybe I'll go with it, maybe I'll do my own thing, I don't know. I kind of, like, did it similarly but slightly differently on other worlds where I've built it. On one, for some reason the way I built it, it got mobs, that, like, hostile mobs like it's supposed to, but also glow squids. And I don't know why it did that, but it was useful, I guess. So I don't know if I can complain. It's weird, though. Anyway. Speaking of snails, I just remembered an interesting fact that I learned while on my Google binge the other day, because, of course, I went on a Google binge about snails. If I get curious or interested in something, even just casually, I have to go and look up everything about it. That's just how I think. But yeah, so I went on a Google about snails, and so I was thinking that, like, the way snail shell works is like with hermit crabs and stuff, how like, when they get too big, they'll crawl out of their shell and go find a new one. In fact, for a long time, I used to think slugs were just snails who were between homes. Like, oh yeah, it's a snail, it just hasn't gotten to a new house yet. That's not the case. Is this? Yeah, this is long enough. I don't know why it was bothering me. So, snails are actually born with their shells, and if you separate a snail from their shell, which, please do not, it is very mean, because the snail will die. It's basically like, because the shell is its exoskeleton. So the human equivalent would be if I pulled out the bones from your body, or alternatively, like, removed all your skin. Probably closer to the bone metaphor, but you get the idea, you know? Like, it needs that stuff. It cannot move from one to another, just as we cannot move from one skeleton to another. So, I believe the shell grows with the snail, unlike with hermit crabs and stuff. So, unfortunately, if you find an empty snail shell, it is not an empty home, it is a skeleton, where what once was a snail has turned to dust. Rest in peace, little guys. They're so funny. I love, like, their, like, antenna / eye stalks. Like, they just move so weird. They're just funky, fun little guys. I'm out of blocks. Good thing I brought the shulker with me. Yeah, this is not going to be enough for all of the platforms. There should be... Did I grab this stuff down in my mine already, or am I really royally screwed? I'm not sure, actually. For now, though, we will just focus on building this up higher and higher. The view from here is very cool. I actually saw this video the other day about, I don't know if it was a mod or like a different program or engine or whatever, but the way it worked, well, not the way it worked, but what it did was it basically changed the way chunks in the distance rendered so that you could have almost the entire world loaded visually. Like, obviously not all of it was, like, running, as in, like, not all of it was happening, so to speak. Like, if the world had to, like, run a cow that was, like, a million blocks away, it would probably break. But gotta mute real quick to cough. Anyway, but, like, visually, it had a way to, like, render everything in without totally lagging the game out, and it used a very similar thing that other games used that aren't randomly generated like Minecraft kind of is, but, like, calculated how to do it with seeds as well. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a computer science person, so I don't even really understand it myself, but, like, basically, imagine seeing as far in Minecraft as you can see in real life. It was so cool to, like, watch videos people had taken of, and, like, sometimes people did, like, weird world generation just to really show it off, and it's crazy. Like, it really makes Minecraft so much more spectacular, and I would do it if I thought my computer could even minorly handle it. And the way it works is, with actual Minecraft, everything that's rendered in, like, that's full blocks, every pixel of the block is being shown, it's just increasingly far away. But from what I understood of that video, it wasn't really working the same way. Like, if it was distant enough, then a block wouldn't be represented as an actual block, but as a colored pixel, which, like, that might seem obvious, but it's kind of hard for you to do that in a randomized format. I really don't know how to explain it. Again, not really a computer science person. it's something that is apparently pretty common to do with most, like, most games that have pre-built maps, like, I don't know, Skyrim or whatever. But when it comes to something like Minecraft, where everything is, like, generated off of seeds, it's a little bit, like, harder to just hard code in. And this really cool mod or engine or whatever you want to call it, I, again, don't really understand the technical details, basically uses computer magic or what have you to calculate, like, in a seed, like, without having to load all of the terrain, here's what it's gonna look like. It's wizardry. I don't understand how it works, but, like, the videos are incredible. I think it looks amazing. Now, if I could just stop placing these on the wrong layer, that would be great. And now my voice is cracking. Like I mentioned at the beginning of stream, I do have a little bit of a cold, and it's turning me into a prepubescent. Ah! Gosh, that does not feel great. We're just gonna... There's no real great way to do this. It's a little bit finicky to kind of get all these platforms in, I think. But maybe that's just because I don't like building platforms that float, because they don't work nicely with my brain. I don't know, man. I don't know. For now, though, I think we're gonna try just doing outlines and then filling it in. That might be an easy way to put it. Bam, 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 bam. We are really hurting for cobbled deep slate, aren't we? I did not think this was a resource I would be lacking in. Normally, I would just use half slabs so I could cover things more quickly, but I'm not sure if that'll affect spawning, because I know that depending on how a half slab is placed, sometimes it stops mob spawns, which is literally the exact opposite of what you want for a mob farm. Just gonna build this all in. Right now, this pillar in the middle doesn't do anything. It's just there. But hopefully, once we have some platforms in, I can add some more of the redstone to show you kind of how it works. For now, though, I do just kind of want to get the platforms a little bit more built out so I know the gist of what I'm working with. I might do more grinding off camera just to get these in, because boy is there a lot. But I'm also probably going to do off camera grinding to collect magma blocks, because you use those for the killing system because it's just the best way to do it. Obviously the main killing system is falling, but like sometimes there will be like a witch with a slow fall potion, or a zombie who just happens to spawn with enchanted feather falling boots, or whatever. So just kind of having like a killing system at the bottom is the best way to do it, just in case. But, you know, we're just gonna try and get things set up for now, just so that they can run the most basic way. It's not even going to be spawning stuff yet, because if I have it spawning stuff before I have a death platform, we're just going to be filling the ocean with enemies, and boy would that not be handy. Would just be an absolute cavalcade of death and disaster, which is not great for hardcore, obviously. I think once we fill out this platform, we will start adding in some of the trapdoors to the lower platforms. I'm not going to put the water in them yet, because I don't want to flow away my torches as I'm finicking with... Finicking. Is that a I know you can call something finicky, but can you finick something? Can I, like, say, like, oh, I finicked that? Like, that doesn't sound right, does it? Like, it doesn't sound like it can be used as a verb. Well, once I'm done fiddling around with the redstone, then we can add the water in. But until then, it's just going to be easier for me to have everything lit up with torches. And water will mess that up. So, if we just go down to the lowest layer, which is this one, it should work kind of like this. And these will be waterlogged, so that when the redstone dust in the middle gets switched off, these will flip down and the water will flow out. Of course, we're going to need to go like this to seal everything in. I think you also want to put blocks on top of it. We can come back and do that later. For now, I do just want to get the trapdoors in. God, trapdoors really are expensive. Anyway, again, because of how this works, it alternates so that, like, when one layer is being flushed, another layer is spawning. So these ones are going to be down. So this would be flooded with water while the one below it would be spawning. I am setting these up right, yeah? Pretty sure this is the way you do it. And then this one would also be up, see? Because it alternates, and that is just part of the handy-dandy designs by the people who are good at redstone, aka El Mango. How many layers do we have floors for? This is the only other one. Alright, so we're just gonna throw this down real quick, just so we have all of them in place. Oop, that doesn't go like that. Then I think we'll try and get as much of this next platform in as we can. It's not going to be much, but it'll be a start. Then we're going to go and try and get some more scaffolding and see if we, hopefully, fingers crossed, have some deep slate left. If not, we'll figure out what to do. I'm good at improvising. Sort of. Okay, maybe not, but I'll figure something out. Alrighty. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. And back this way. Do you ever have those days where, like, your glasses feel like they're pinching your nose extra hard? Like, it's been fine every other day of my life, but for some reason, it feels like somebody's tightening it, you know, like one of those winch things, or one of those YouTube-friendly hydraulic press videos where they crush things for seemingly no reason. And sometimes it's not even like a satisfying thing, or it's not funny. It's just like, okay, cool, you crushed that thing. You sure smushed it. Why? Okay. Emptied at the blue shulker box, so we're gonna head back down. We're gonna be good on redstone for a little while, but we'll just chuck our stuff in there. We'll throw these in here for now, and yeah, that should at least get us set up. I think we're also going to turn some of our admittedly limited supply of gunpowder into rockets, just to make my life marginally easier. And there goes my drink. I do like rockets. Running is so slow. Yeah, I know, you hate me. I've got the worst neighbors. Ugh. The lag. I need to sleep, but I left my bed all the way over there. That's not good. Do I have one in one of these houses? Maybe in the big main place. I don't think I'll have any deep slate over in there since it's mostly just cobble that I've dug out. But, maybe? Probably not. The only other place I would have it is my mine, and I'm worried that I might have already collected it and just forgotten, because I am not always the smartest of people. Is there a bed in here I can use? Well, I've raided so many houses. I've got to have a bed around here somewhere. Okay, this is not ideal. I'm not seeing... Okay, I don't think we have any up here, so what we're gonna do is really quick just bam, bam. I don't think I've got... Where could there be a bed? Do I have one over by the cows? Or is that one I've moved? Oh, I do! There we go. Don't land in? Ah, fuck. There we go. These guys are getting a little bit crowded. I should narrow down the numbers. Thin the herd, as it were. Let's see if we can get some more gunpowder. It's already so few and far between. Come, don't drop... you can't drop flames on flame creepers, it's so unfair! Come on, dude. Just take the hit. It would be so much easier if I wasn't dropping frames! I don't want to knock these out when I'm trying to kill a dude. Come on. Oh, come on. I should have hit that. Come on, dude. And no gunpowder. Couldn't even have the decency to die with some explosion stuff. Alright, let's go, and do I have any paper stored up, or am I gonna need a... I know I have some paper over here in the house with my one good villager. Yeah, I've probably got a break to get in here. And just take that. Close that in case of baby zombies. Look at those sheep all crammed up over there. That can't be comfortable. Where? Oh, I moved my gunpowder all over here. That should be 30. Not great, not terrible. I'll make do. Alright, now fingers crossed that we have... What was that? Fingers crossed that we have some deep slate stored away down here. Not a great sign. Okay, we're in luck. I don't know if this will be enough to finish things off, but it should be good for some progress. This was the chest that I knew I had a bunch stored in, but I wasn't sure if I'd emptied it out yet or not. So, very glad to see that I hadn't. Wait. No, yeah, I'm going back up. For a second I thought I might need to grab some strength, but I've already got quite a bit upstairs. So I should be able to craft some more scaffolding without much issue. I have a love-hate relationship with scaffolding. Like, it can be so handy, but, like, there are issues I have with it. Like, for example, like, it's nice that it breaks instantly, but also because it breaks instantly, if you're just hitting it straight down, you're gonna take a whole bunch of fall damage, which is like kind of obnoxious. But like if you hit it from the bottom, then it's gonna scatter everywhere. And then also there's the fact that it's made of bamboo, which is very hard to find because you have to find a jungle, and it has to be a bamboo jungle, which I don't know, maybe it's not as rare as I think it is, but it's always so frustrating for me to go looking for. I could never find one when I'm looking for one. It's a nightmare. It doesn't feel like necessarily an easy early game type item, which it should be, because it's basically just fancier dirt. Because like, before scaffolding was added to the game, people just used dirt, and even now there are some people who still prefer to use dirt. For a long time, I was one of them, and I still sometimes supplement my scaffolding with dirt. But like, I don't know, it feels like it should be an early game item, but it's not unless you happen to spawn very close to a bamboo jungle like I was lucky enough to do in this world. If you don't, you gotta go on a big expedition looking for it. I'm all repaired up, we don't need to worry about that. It's like, it's good, but it's also bad. And I like it, but I also think it's too unwieldy to bother with sometimes, and I have very complicated, confusing feelings about scaffolding. Oh no, the rest of it's in my box. Ugh. Forgot about that. That should handle us for a bit. Oof, it is not helping my migraine that the dogs are constantly barking. One good thing about Miss Sadie is she does not bark very much. Sometimes she'll howl or she'll cry and throw a fit. She's not much of a barker though. Like, she doesn't bark as much as the other dogs. She'll occasionally yap, but it's pretty rare, which is funny. She's very vocal. It's just that vocalization isn't barks. It's usually whining or going and doing weird little noises. Like, she makes so many weird sounds. She's a little weirdo, a little freak. And that's why I like her. Fuck. Boop, boop, boop. Alright. Up to here. Bam, bam, bam. Alright, now we're on to some new outline layers. Should I do an outline on as many layers as I can without filling? Or should I try and get as many completed layers done? I don't know. It's probably equally time consuming either way, but like I get all up in my head about these kinds of finicky little things. I have not been sleeping well lately. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the summer heat or if it's just something's wrong with my sleep schedule or what, but I have just, for the past couple of nights, I've woken up like first thing in the morning, and when I say first thing, I'm saying like 3 a.m. And as somebody who works a night shift, being awake early in the morning is not what I like to do. I like to get as much sleep as possible and sleep in late so that I can be rested for my job. I mean, I don't really have work on this day of the week, like, so it's not like a huge deal, but like, it's frustrating because I need to be well rested in general, because if I'm not, I run the risk of falling asleep. And if I fall asleep even once, I lose my job. Which I would rather not do. It's just frustrating. Why can the human body not more easily accommodate itself to just becoming nocturnal? I want to do nighttime sleepies and daytime no, other way around. Daytime sleepies, nighttime up and atoms, you know? Like, why can my body not just understand that and just cope? But no, it's gotta throw a fit, gotta completely throw off my circadian rhythm, make me feel like garbage. Whew. The only thing that stopped me from going, like, full nocturnal, even on my days off, is the fact that since I'm living with my parents and my siblings, I would probably drive them all crazy, and then they would all wake me up while I'm trying to sleep, because, you know, they're going about daytime activities or whatever. And it's like, that's just bad for all of us. So until I can get my own place, I just need to be diurnal's just daytime. What's biurnal? Both day and night, which is not great because trying to switch between the two is less good for your health than just doing the one or the other. But I don't know. Fuck the circadian rhythm. All my homies are apathetic to the circadian rhythm and are constantly paying the price for it. The best thing about making friends online is that eventually, sooner or later, they will slip up. You will find out what their time zone is, and you will bully them into going to sleep and being healthy and taking good care of themselves. You will force them into health and self-care and well-being. You will give them all of your love and take care of them even if they don't want you to. Jokes aside, I obviously don't push people to do things they don't want to, but I do type in all caps, "Go to sleep!" if I realize that somebody is on Discord when their time zone says they should be sleeping. To be fair, a lot of the time, I should be also asleep, but, like, they don't need to know that. I can be a hypocrite. It's not that big of a deal. It's silly, I know, but whatever. It's one of those days where I'm tired, but rather than, like, completely wiping me out, first it makes me loopy. So, like, I don't know if anything I'm saying right now is comprehensible. I don't know, man. It's just one of those days. Fuck. I think one of the funniest things about growing up in a very Christian family and then kind of moving away from that as I grew up is that, like, from my internet friends, I picked up the habit of cursing a fair amount, but I also just still use, like, the substitute curse words of my church child youth. So, like, I use fuck, and I use crap, and I use shit, and I use darn, and I use beans, and I use fuck. And it's like, it all coexists. It's an ecosystem. I'm probably going to need to light up the water to make sure it's not spawning drowned from beneath the mob farm, but that's not the end of the world. I'll figure it out later. For now, let's just get back up to the level we were working on. I didn't put these in the corners. Need those. They hold the water in. Hey, you know that debate where it's like, how many holes are there in a straw? Is it one hole that goes all the way through, or is it two holes connecting the tube? But, like, in my opinion, the answer is neither. There are no holes in a straw. That's the shape a straw is meant to be. And if there are holes, then the straw would be leaking when you suck on it. Like, that is one completed straw. And the shape of the straw appears to have a hole, but it's meant to have that shape. Like, for example, a torus or a donut shape. I don't really know if I'd call it as having a hole in the middle, because, like, that's just what the shape is. So I would argue a straw has 0 holes, because it is one complete shape that is meant to be that way. Is that a stupid way of looking at it? Maybe, but I have a stupid way of looking at a lot of things, and that makes the world more interesting, I think. Maybe that's contradictory, I don't care. Ah, the comforting lull of a slow, repetitive task. Bump, 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 over the blocks going down. Did I get the platform below this with lights? I really don't want mobs spawning up in here. Yeah, I got all of them. We are still a ways from the top. Ugh, I don't want to have another short stream again, because I had a really short one on Tuesday. But I am feeling so sleepy, and this cold or flu or whatever it is, like, it may not be serious, but it does make me feel like absolute dog shit. And I did wake up from a super long nap, but I kind of want to go back to bed. But if I do that right now, it'll ruin my sleep schedule even more. And it's like, fuck. Why can't my body just play nice? I also heard somewhere, I think that might have been an old Magic School Bus episode, or maybe it was Bill Nye, or maybe it was none of those things, and my brain's just remembering wrong, that, like, the majority of symptoms you experience when sick actually are not caused by, like, the virus or the germs or whatever is hurting you. The majority of symptoms actually are side effects of your body, like, fighting back and trying to restrict access to the germ or the virus or what have you. And, like, because it's, like, basically got, like, stricter access for different areas of the body, and it's, like, trying to kill something off, it makes you feel like garbage because it's got to prioritize that over some of your other things. Like, inflammation is, like, part of, I think inflammation is, like, supposed to make it more difficult for things to pass through the cell wall of your tissue or something. I'm not a biologist any more than I am a computer scientist. I don't know. It was something like that. And, like, your nose is runny because it's trying to get particulates out. But, like, a lot of, like, the things that make you actually feel bad are side effects of your body, like, doing the good thing. So it's basically, like, my emotional well-being, my physical well-being is technically being dealt with, even if it doesn't feel like it, but my emotional well-being is just, like, it is a innocent loss caught in the crossfire of war between my body and whatever is bothering it. I don't know. This has been Magic School Bus Review with Sun. Join me next week when we talk about the Vor episode or something. Magic School Bus, I love it. Wonderful, fond memories. I believe I have several of the seasons on DVD somewhere. Wonderful show. Meant a lot to me. Taught me a lot about science and such. Very weird. Don't even understand half of that stuff that was going on. Like, I get that Miss Frizzle has a magic bus. I'm not questioning that. What I am questioning is, like, is she certain that the children are safe when she's doing this? How can she be certain? Like, what kind of safety measures is she putting in place while taking these children who are still in elementary school to, like, active volcanoes and inside the human body? And I think at one point they might go, like, I know they go to space, like, in the school bus, but I think there's, like, another point where, like, they work with, like, actual NASA to launch a rocket ship or something. I don't know, man. Magic School Bus just had some wild stuff going on. And then there was that one episode where everybody was like, oh my gosh, Miss Frizzle is a vampire! And it was about bats, and it was, like, very interesting. But also, they were just like, oh yeah, Miss Frizzle is going to kill and transform our parents. And, like, it's very much implied she knows that the children think that and is like pushing that narrative on purpose. Like maybe it's for the greater good of teaching them about bats, but there's probably a better way of doing that than convincing your own students to stalk you and find out if you're secretly a vampire about to kill their parents and traumatizing them. Like, I don't know, Miss Frizzle. I love you. I admire your work. Maybe there's better ways to do that. Like, is she just fucking with them? Does she just think, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so funny. These children are gonna think I'm going to murder and devour their parents because I'm an evil vampire of the night. Like, ma'am, you could have traumatized them. Maybe next time just, like, bring like, a movie or a documentary or something. Maybe a slideshow presentation. Not everything has to be delving into the skin cells of your classmate to figure out why he's turned orange. Like, maybe slow down a little, Miss Frizzle. These children are going to have to pay a lot in therapy bills. I mean, at least they'll probably be able to afford, be able to go to, like, high-paying jobs or something, because, like, I mean, I assume that they're going to glean quite a bit from your methods of teaching, but, like, oh, what the fuck? They're gonna spend a lot of that money on therapy. Like, as much fun as it seems like it would be to go on the Magic School Bus, and I would never ever turn down that opportunity if it happened in real life somehow. Like, you know those kids were traumatized. You know that fucked them up, you know? Like, they literally several times thought they were going to die, or their loved ones were going to die. Because, like, you know, it's a show. There needs to be stakes, even if it's an educational show. Gotta have some drama to keep the kids watching. But, like, that's gotta fuck you up, you know? Like, great, I learned about the life cycle of a salmon by being birthed from a salmon. Like, they did some weird stuff. Like, that's gotta leave an impact on you. I know it left an impact on me, and I was just watching that shit. It's weird. It's a wonderful show. Amazing. I would show it to all sorts of kids. It's fun even as an adult. It's great. Magic School Bus, 10 out of 10. What the fuck were they doing half the time? Oh, man. I would try to sing the theme song, but my throat feels like it is going to give out at any second. So we're just gonna not do that today. Magic School Bus, raft a river of lava. Like, why did they make the song, like, so funky? Like, it really, like, was, like, just so funky. Like, I don't know what that dude was doing when he was singing it, but, like, it slaps. I love that song. And then, of course, there's the Bill Nye theme. Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy. Honestly, school as a kid was just sitting in class, hoping and praying and mentally begging that the teacher would turn on Magic School Bus or Bill Nye. Because, like, you know, that's what really matters about education. Funky TV shows that fascinate you. A couple years ago, actually, I had Bill Nye, the science guy, actually come and give, like, a speech at my school. My, it wasn't, like, a grade school, it was, like, a college. And, like, he came to, like, give a talk. The auditorium was packed. Like, even my brother, who didn't go to that school, got a ticket because, you know, it's Bill fucking Nye. You gotta go if you've got the chance. But apparently, he got really bad reviews. And I think I know why. And it's because one of the things he talked about, like, he talked about a lot of stuff, but one of the things he touched on was the threat of climate change. And apparently a lot of people were complaining that he was too political in the talk he gave at the school, which, not really. He pretty much just talked about facts, and the fact that it's kind of concerning how many facts have become politicized. Like, this shouldn't be left-wing, right-wing. This should be everybody has something to say because we know it's a fact. Like, it's very concerning how many things are just, like, shouldn't be political, but get turned political, and it's like, no, this is something we should all be agreeing on and working together on because it's a serious issue that has been proven. It's a headache and a half. Oh boy, I just got hit by a big old fucking wave of sleep tired. I need to stay awake! Even if not for stream, just so, like, I don't just utterly fuck over my sleep schedule. It's bad enough already. What? In fact, if anything, I should be trying to stay up extra late tonight, because tomorrow I have work, so I need to sleep in tomorrow morning, so that I can stay up very, very late tomorrow night. So, I need my body to stop trying to fucking sabotage me. Normally I'm really bad at, like, updating things when they come out. For example, Optifine. I love it, but, like, I'll go ages without updating it just because, like, the 20 seconds it takes to update seems like such a hassle. But, like, for once I was actually, like, proactive and I was like, okay, I'm gonna remember to install Optifine. But for whatever reason, like, this next update for Optifine is taking a long time. And, like, honestly, that's fine. They're humans. They need time to do things. Things take time. Sometimes computers are buggy, and even if they're not constantly working on it, like, I'm sure that they have lives, and they have stuff that they're doing. And I'm pretty sure Optifine is mostly run on donations and isn't, like, something that they really make money off of. I could be wrong on this, but, like, that only makes it extra more the case, like, that they should, you know, take their time, take care of themselves. But, like, it is kind of a bummer that the one time I think, like, oh yeah, I should do this, and I am in the brain space where I will do it, because I'm functioning today, it's not ready. Like, that's just unfortunate timing for me. We're getting pretty close to the top. I don't want to jinx it, so knock on wood, but we might have enough to at least finish out the platforms. We're probably going to need a little bit more to add the big old overhang at the top, because there's got to be, like, a huge overhang that goes, I think, like, 20 more blocks out to make sure that even during the day, all of these platforms are just as dark as possible, so that we're getting mobs spawning constantly. But, we'll have to just, see what we're doing with the resources at that point, because we might be okay. And if not, I can do some off-camera grinding. It's not a huge deal. I do, like, a lot of, like, even on, like, other worlds, I do a lot of grindy stuff, like strip mining, or just gathering loads and loads of trees, or just building very simple repetitive stuff, like the layers of this, for example, because, like, it fits nicely in my brain. It's like putting a square block in a square hole, you know, like, it fits nice. And if I've got, like, a podcast or some music on in the background, it's like a nice chill way to spend an afternoon, you know? Which, depending on who I'm playing with, because I've got a couple different friend groups, but depending on who I'm playing with, they'll be like, how did you get this many diamonds? Like, what the fuck? Because I'll spend, like, hours just strip mining, and listening to YouTube videos or podcasts or whatever. There are other friends where, like, they're a little bit more on a similar wavelength, so it's not as shocking to them when I show up with full diamond armor just, like, a day into a server. But, I don't know. There's just something very satisfying about slowly building out a full project, you know? Something simple. Like, I enjoy designing builds, I enjoy complicated things, but, like, there is some kind of simple pleasure in just, like, the small repetitive tasks. Put that on the neurodivergence, baby. But yeah, something's just very nice about taking things slow and just calm, repetitive tasks that have a very clear start and a very clear end, and I feel like I'm achieving something without having to do too much brain input, because my brain has its own inputs to make. Thank you very much. Am I lined up correctly? Yeah. So after this layer, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good. I might have to do some, I'm gonna definitely have to take some more notes on how I'm gonna do the, what have you, the killing zone, and I'm gonna need to look up the clock design they used up top. It's just a very basic etho hopper clock, I think, but, like, although I may give off the appearance of it to some of my more chill friends, I'm really not a redstoner. I don't remember how you set those up. I know there's 2 hoppers pointing at each other and some pistons that are pushing back and forth a redstone block to, like, lock them up. But, like, I don't remember how you set those up. I don't remember what configuration they're in. I just know it's vaguely shaped like that, and it do the clock thing. My head's stuck. I'll need to sleep the next night so I don't get phantoms. I'm only good this night since I've been a very good boy and have been sleeping a good deal. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop. I really want to look into getting music to go with my streams, because I think better when there's audio besides just thunk, 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 thunk. But, like, I've tried doing it through YouTube, but that majorly slows down my stuff, because it's, like, you know, it's from the internet, so it's slowing everything down, because it's streaming content, as it were. But, like, also, it seems like such a pain to download things, so I've been avoiding doing that. And also there's the thing of, like, what music should I use? Probably video game music, because it's usually safe to play on Twitch, and also, it just sounds nice. I like listening to video game music, but also, like, I'm an indecisive little prick, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I have any left in there? Okay, so I don't think we have enough to completely finish this, but did I not go all the way out? I didn't. Huh. That's fine. We should at least be able to get very, very close. I don't understand people who like to sleep in hot rooms. Like, the ideal way to sleep, 100%, cold room, just absolutely piled with blankets to keep you warm. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to be cold, but I want the room around my little blanket nest to be cold. There's some kind of satisfaction in that. Human urge to nest. Dig out little den. Exist in burrow. Or reject human. Return to aminal. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that one too short? It might be. I can't tell from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something that might actually be easier is if before I go to the next branch, I just kind of come across like this. Maybe? Let's try it. Pull across. And we're just gonna boop, boop, boop. Oh, that's not too bad. Stretch. Alright. I'd love to give myself some, well, I guess there's not really a difference, except giving implies that I already have, which I do not. But I'd like to get myself some swift sneak, because moving slowly is lame. It's one of the things that, like, makes me... Slow speeds is one of the things that will turn me off the game the fastest. I hate moving slowly. Like, even during my Overwatch phase where I was really into that, I did not like playing tanks, primarily because they were so slow. Like, I think my favorite characters, like, my absolute favorites, were probably Tracer and Sombra, which are two of the fastest characters in the game, or at least they were last I played. I like to be fast. Like, I like to move quickly, I like to react quickly. Maybe my reaction times aren't actually great, but, like, I don't like to be slow. It's frustrating to me. I like to move as quickly as I think, which is quicker than I speak, that's for sure. Oof. Has anybody else, like, is this something that affects other people, or is this just me? So, like, when I have a thought, the thought happens instantaneously. It is like, thought is there. But my brain struggles to process the thought until it puts it into words. Similar as if I were going to say something out loud, but even if I'm, like, not intending to say it out loud, my brain struggles to, like, extrapolate from that thought to, like, a new thought, unless I format it into sentences. Like, I'll have the thought, it's in my head, I know what I'm thinking, but, like, I can't, my brain does not like to immediately continue on. It likes to stop and, like, put it into words. Am I wording it correctly? Like, even if I'm not saying the thought to anybody, it's weird. Like, it can't just be instantaneously. And I've actually, in the past, tried to, like, force myself not to word the thoughts in my head to try and, like, speed up my thinking process. But then it's just, like, between thoughts, I have, like, this dial-up noise going because my brain is, like, struggling to process it even more. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know why it works like that. Maybe I could train my brain out of it, but, like, that seems like so much work. I can't be bothered. So yeah, I definitely don't think we're going to have enough to fill in all of these layers, but we've still made a lot of progress, and that is pretty swell. That's the far out point, so we can start pulling back in. My brain is just not playing nice today. I guess it's probably a side effect of being sick, but Oh, fucking annoying. I want to think clearly. Do not want to be ill. Want to think normally, please. Brain, please function. Alright, this is probably, yeah, here's a good spot. We can fill out till we're out of blocks, which, yeah, we're pretty close to already. Oop. Yeah, under a stack. So just gonna fill out as much as we can. I think then we're gonna try and add the trapdoors to each layer, just to get that done. But, yeah, not a lot else that we need to get done today. We're probably going to finish this in a different stream because, again, I'm not super coherent, and I kind of doubt that I'm very entertaining when I am incoherent and rambly. Then again, I'm always a little bit incoherent and rambly, so what's the difference? Probably should have counted how many layers need. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4 have it already. Which 4 out of 20, 16. 16 times 4 is 64 actually. It's a stack. So I think probably a stack of trapdoors is what we're gonna need. Let's see. 36. Let's get a little bit more. We can always come back down to make more if we need to. But let's go for a little under a stack just in case. Is this divisible by 4? Yeah. Up we go! Whew. Excuse me, that was quite the yawn. Alright, we won't be able to do the full shape of it with, like, the corners and everything. Again, that's fine. We're just kind of getting some of the stuff in place so that we can do it properly in the future. Hopefully, the future will be next stream, so not too far out from here. Just go bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Hop up. Okay, it doesn't seem like it matters if it's dot or cross, so I'm not too worried about that. Whew. It's going to be a little bit finicky to get these down on the platforms that are not completely filled in, but it's not going to be the worst thing ever, so we can deal. Did that go down correctly? Yeah, those are down correctly. But you gotta flop in the right directions or else it makes just a huge mess of everything. Come on, why is my mouse not responding? Come on. I know the batteries are fine, I changed them recently. We do not have divisible by 4, that's annoying. Well, it's not the end of the world. Or is it? Dun dun dun! Let's go boom. It's gonna be a lot harder to actually walk around to get the angles I want, isn't it? I just thought of that. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. How many layers left? It doesn't look like a ton. So it's 1, 2, 3. We're gonna be too short! That's so annoying! Did I get that right? Yeah. Alrighty. Ah! It's a good thing I got feather fall boots early on. Like, they are a bit of a must for me. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Alright, we need 2 more. Cannonball! Alright. That should be enough. I think we're gonna put these in place, and then I think we'll call it for the night because my brain is starting to melt inside my skull, which is never a good sign. At the very least, I can rest my eyes from screens for a bit. That'll help. So as you can see, like, which ones are flipped up and which ones are flipped down are alternated, and since they're going to be waterlogged, that's going to alternate which layers are flowing water everywhere and which ones are not. And the ones that are flowing won't be able to spawn mobs, while the ones that aren't will be able to, and since they're going to alternate, it's just going to be like, okay, this layer's spawning, this layer's pushing them all off, and then it switches. Pretty easy peasy. It's going to be very handy, and hopefully it'll give us enough rockets that we don't have to be so ridiculously conservative with them. Though I'll probably want to make like a proper sugarcane farm instead of just going down and punching all of that, but that's a problem for future, son. I don't think I've ever explored that big cave over there. It's not that big, but it's kind of neat. Maybe I'll check it out later. But we're going to call it there for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it through this whole stream with me in my raspy, ill voice and just rambling on about whatever random topics, thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Actually, I just realized my platform could be right under me. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, yeah, I forgot that was the exact direction with that platform. That could have... I think it's completely covered. Yeah, it should be actually in the center, so it should be completely fine. But, maybe I should have been a bit more careful than that anyway. It is hardcore, so... Anyway, with that said, we are going to call it for the day. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever it is where you live. See ya!